He is Todd Bowles, or should I say the graduate, is here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Coach?
I'm good, Rich. How you doing?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So walk us through you walking at Mount St. Mary's University for your bachelor's degree. Walk me through this story, Coach.
Oh, well, when I left Temple way back when to play ball, I had switched majors, so I didn't have the right core classes to finish up. And, you know, once you start playing pro ball and family life happens, you kind of forget everything. And, you know, my mother got cancer in the early 2000s. She made it to 2009, and she's never said anything before, but before she passed, she just said she wanted me to do one thing. And I asked her what. She said, finish my degree. And that kind of stuck with me for a long time. And, you try to get it from one university, and you keep running into problems there. So I got into Mount St. Mary's, and I started taking classes on. Actually, I had classes the year we won the Super Bowl. I had classes. And to do that for her and for actually to see my three boys see me walk across the stage, and one's in college, one's getting ready to go to college, and the other one's still growing up, hopefully that's important. It'll rub off to them.
Wow. That's all I can say to start. But let's do some follow-up questions here. So you took classes during the pandemic year. You were Zooming while you were also conducting your job as defensive coordinator of the eventual Super Bowl winning defense for the Buccaneers. Is that what you did?
I did, yes.
How did you split your time like that? I mean, how did you walk me through that?
I get up at 3:15 in the morning, and I can do about an hour and a half of work, and then I'll get right to my football stuff and kind of go from there and listen to some of the podcast notes on the way home, and you stay up and do some work that way as well, and it's something I just had to do.
And then your mom, before she passed, she mentioned to you, had she mentioned anything like that to you since you'd left Temple and played ball and got involved in your family?
She never said a word. She never said one word.
Until it just came out of her mouth before she passed?
Yes, it did. And she said it very calmly and very peacefully, and, that stuck with me. And, she was happy with everything I was doing. She doesn't ask me for much, and for her to ask that of me, I had to at least do that.
And so what does it mean, do you think, that you walked on Mother's Day weekend, Todd?
It was bittersweet. I didn't think about it at the time, but, the fact that it was Mother's Day weekend and knowing she was down over there watching over me, hopefully she smiled, and, it was very gratifying.
Wow. Congratulations to you on all that. So you got your degree in what?
Bachelor of Science in Youth and Development.
Okay. All right. So where's your diploma now? Did you hang it? Where is it?
It's in my office. I haven't hung it yet, but it's in my office at home.
Come on, you got to hang it. When are you going to hang it? Come on. I know you got mini camp and stuff like that, but come on, Coach. Come on.
Hopefully it doesn't take me as long to hang it as it did for me to get it.
That's true. That's a good one. So there's time. There's time. Well, congratulations on all that, Coach. That is wonderful to hear, and well deserved, and hard work, obviously paying off. So I appreciate you telling us that story. Let's get into your current job. Where are you? Where are you? What do you call this? Is this a phase 2? Where are we for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in the middle of May?
We just got through rookie camp this weekend.
Okay.
We have one more week of phase 2 before OTA starts, so it's kind of just walkthrough and meetings right now.
Okay, and so what are you installing? What are you doing essentially that you're willing to share, Coach?
We're going through the basics, installing a new offense for the rookies and a new defense for the rookies, as well as the guys that are here, the veterans, and we go out in the field and walk through, just going through formation detail and communication and making sure everyone knows where everyone is, and a lot of communication going on right now.
And so in terms of the communication, let's talk about your quarterback. I mean, you want to talk about how you can't make stuff up in the NFL. Clearly, you're a head coach of the Jets back in the day. You wind up drafting Sam Darnold. Baker Mayfield gets chosen 2 picks in front of him. You're now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and look who's in your camp. It's none other than Baker Mayfield. What was your evaluation of Baker when you were grinding tape with the Jets in that front office in that situation back in the day, Coach?
I thought he was a heck of a player. I had spent some time with him down there at Oklahoma, and we hit it off pretty good that way. I thought Baker was one of the few people that had the mental fortitude to actually coach in New York, and to play in New York, rather. You just can't have anybody play in New York. Certain people have to be tough-minded. I thought Baker was one of those guys. And, I thought he was a great leader, and I thought in the system he had in college and when he came into the league, it was a great system for him. Obviously, when they changed coaches and it didn't work out, but I still think he's a heck of a player. And between him and Trask competing each other, I still think he's got a lot of football left in him.
So I know this is a question that's a bit rife, but I'll ask it point blank anyway. Had the Browns not chosen him number 1 overall, let's say they had chosen Darnold, would the Jets have snagged Baker 3rd overall? Was that part of your draft board and draft plans, Coach?
That would have been a good discussion at the time. It would have been a good discussion at the time. I can't say we would or wouldn't have, because there were a lot of things on the board at that time, so I don't know how the draft would have went if Baker wouldn't have went 1. If somebody wouldn't have grabbed him at 2, I still wouldn't have known, so I honestly couldn't tell you that.
All right, so then let's hit the current situation. You use the words compete with Kyle Trask. This is a competition, Coach?
Yes, it is a competition. I mean, we don't have a starter right now. We know Baker's played in games and Trask has not, but we've watched Trask over the years, and we like some of the things he does, and we're going to give him a chance to play and compete and see who comes out. And, we told Baker this coming in. It's not anything new that he doesn't know. He's up for the challenge. I think those two work and help make each other better, so we'll make that decision when the time is right.
So at Minnesota, week 1, as we're sitting here middle of May, it's entirely possible that Kyle Trask is your starting quarterback on that day.
If he beats him out, he's the starter.
So then what do you look for in terms of a competition for beating out, things of that nature, Coach?
Well, there'll be a lot of things. Obviously, the practice is important. The communication to the guys, the leadership in the huddle, accuracy. You got to make plays, of course, in this league to win ball games. And who commands the huddle and who the team runs behind more, they give you the best chance to win. And that'll be sorted out over time.
Okay. What did you think of your schedule? Week 5 is the bye. I can imagine what you think about that, but I'll ask it anyway. What do you think?
The bye is a little early for us, but we do get a Thursday night game in the middle where we can take a mini bye after that. Excited that we have a lot of 1 o'clock games. Night games take their toll traveling back, especially for us last year, traveling to Germany, Arizona, San Francisco, and Pittsburgh and Cleveland weren't any easy trips, as well as Dallas. So we put in a lot of mileage last year, so we don't have the mileage that we had last year. So hopefully that keeps us a little fresher.
So you like the 1 o'clock Eastern kickoffs? You like them?
Anytime you can get in and get a game out of there, any coach, and you can get in the next morning and still game plan and correct the mistakes and game plan the week ahead, yeah, you kind of like the 1 o'clock game.
Well, even if that is an indication in some way, shape, and form, and I understand that this is talk outside buildings and things of that nature, but the concept is that the national television schedule does not include the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that might be infused with the concept that you're not as good, Coach, just to come straight through the front door. How do you react to something like that, however?
It's kind of like playing at Wimbledon. You're not going to be on center court every day, but if you win enough games, people will start looking and you'll get to the national stage. So we just worry about winning ball games, and whether the cameras are on or off is not our problem. If we win enough ball games, the cameras will come back, but we'll do it our way.
Kalijah Cansey, Todd Bowles. Let's move to the draft right now, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's talk about your first round draft choice. What'd you like out of this kid in Pittsburgh? He jumped out of the gym at the combine, that is for sure. What do you think?
He's very strong and he's very quick. And he's been playing a position his whole life. He's not just quick, he's very strong, and he takes on double teams well. He's got a never-ending motor. He always has a lot to prove. He's a very smart player, and we liked everything about him. He brings a lot of energy to us, getting away from our typical big three-down guys where we're kind of like 320 across the board. We thought we needed a little more quickness, and he adds that for us.
So yeah, I mean, I guess Vita Vea is I guess bringing up the average weight at the position. Although I couldn't believe when he came in Munich, Coach, and he sat down and he said he was somewhere in the middle of 3 bills, and I looked at him and I'm like, where? You know what I mean? Like, he's huge, but it doesn't. It's all muscle. That guy's unbelievable. That guy's unreal, Coach.
He's a game stopper for us, obviously, and as big as he is, he's very quick and he's very athletic, and he uses his hands well. So we're not saying Vita's slow by any means.
No.
He just looks that way, but he's a load for us, and we're happy. We got to keep him healthy.
What do you think? Where's Cody Mauch going to go? Is he going inside on your line, your offensive line, second-round draft choice?
Yeah, he'll go inside and play one of the guard positions, and that's where we're practicing him at right now, getting acclimated.
What'd you think of him when you met him face to face? He seems like quite the character when I came across him at the combine. Coach,
he's a very intelligent guy. He is a character, and we got quite a few redheads down there between him, Jensen, and Cole Keith. We have kind of 3 redheads that looking the same, and so it's going to be a little comical that way. But he's a very good athlete, very intelligent player, and a very hard worker, and we just look forward to him getting better and better.
All right, I got it. This one's for me. This one's for NFL Network, Coach. You've got a kid in the rookie camp. His name is Kade Warner. He's Kurt's son, and I kept saying to Kurt, maybe this is the sequel to his movie. This may be it. Another magic carpet ride. Not to put too much pressure, but what do you think of Kade? Coach?
I like Kade, and I know Kurt very well, and I've talked to him briefly.
Okay.
Kade is going to make a name for himself. I think Kade is very tough. He's very polished. He's a coach's kid, so he's going to be polished. Obviously, Kade is 10 times faster than Kurt because he's a wide receiver. Kurt wasn't exactly a running quarterback, although be it he was outstanding.
Yes.
He still is an outstanding guy. I like everything that Cade's done thus far. He's come in and put his head down and got to work. And as we get in the pads and he gets to prove himself, I think he'll make a name for himself and doesn't want the sequel to his dad. I think he wants to start his own movie.
I love it. Look, we can change the script however we wish. But what's your relationship with Kurt? How far back do you go with Kurt? Coach?
We go back, when I was with the Cardinals, and he used to come by all the time, obviously knowing him as a player as well. But, we've kept in touch over the years, and, I think he's a very professional guy. He's a great person, period. And I have nothing but accolades to say for Kurt. He's always been great every time I've run across him. I don't have anything but nice things to say about him. He's a heck of a guy.
Okay, very good. Thanks for the time, Coach. When are you going to get that graduate degree? When are we working on that? When do we got that going? Another time?
Yeah, that'll be way down the line from now.
All right.
I'm gonna let my kids have that one.
Sounds good. Let's get that hammer. Let's get that nail. Let's get that puppy on the wall. And then do me this favor, if you don't mind. Have your team's social media crew just take a photo of it. I think I'd love to see it.
I will do that.
I think it would be great. So congratulations on your hard work and you showing your kids and showing your team about what it's all about. So I appreciate the time as always. You know how I feel about you. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.
Right back at you. That's Todd Bowles, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, fresh off of walking in the commencement ceremony, earning his bachelor degree in science and youth, BS in science of youth and community development at Mount St. Mary's University. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.